Okay, hi everyone. So this week's vlog I'm going to start off by explaining a little bit about my boat. So basically, since I bought the boat, when I go for a cruise or run the engine to charge the batteries and I want to stop the engine, it doesn't just stop on the key like a car would. There's actually like a little lever hidden behind a panel just below the Morse control, as you can see here. Right, so to give a bit of background to this, a petrol engine basically requires like a spark and electricity supplied to it to keep the engine running, whereas a diesel engine on the other hand, as long as it's supplied with fuel and air, it'll just keep running. So that little lever that you saw there, that when pulled up basically shuts off the supply of fuel. Now, when I was doing some work recently on my engine, I noticed that it's got actually an electronic stop solenoid fitted to the side of it, which essentially does the same thing but electronically. Now, what I thought I'd do is give it a try to see if that actually worked. So I'm just going to push some old wire I have into the connectors. And connect the other end onto the battery. So that's great news. It appears that it works absolutely fine. So what I'm going to do now is run some wires around the engine so I can hook that up permanently to a button on the control panel, so I can just stop it from there rather than have to open up that flap like I've been doing basically since I had the boat. So I'm going to start doing this by connecting one of the wires to a nearby bolt that holds the throttle cable in place to earth it. Now I'm going to thread another wire around the engine via the same path as the wiring loom. And connect it to the other wire. I'll now cable tie this in place. The next thing I'll need to do is to drill a hole in the dashboard for the button. I'll then install the button. Now the wire I threaded round the engine I'm going to connect to one side of this button. And a short length of wire to the other side. The other end of the short length of wire I'm going to connect onto a live feed from the ignition key. I'm going to do this on the back of the horn button as this wire is fused. I can now screw the dashboard back in place. And test it. Okay, thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed watching this, or maybe even found it useful. If you have, then please go ahead and like and subscribe down below, and you'll see more from me again very soon. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. I'm still being plagued by the trains. Train! I'm gonna go barking soon if this does. Comes from the ignition key. I'm going to do this on the back of the horn button. Button? What the hell's that? I'm going to do this on the back of the horn button as this view. I'm going to do this on the back of the horn button as this. Ah!